We get started with the North Dakota State press conference. We have with us Saul Phillips, Corey Brown, Taylor Braun, and Marshall Bjorklund. Reminder to silence your cell phones at this time, and no flash photography is allowed in this area. Please direct your questions to a specific student athlete when we get to that point, and please identify yourself. We'll start with a 2-minute opening comment from Coach Phillips.
Does it have to be exactly 2 minutes?
No.
Okay. But before I even comment on the game, I'm saying goodbye to a group of seniors that have elevated our program to heights once unimaginable. And you know what? We didn't have it tonight. We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't get the mystery solved. But San Diego State's done that to a lot of people. We lost to a great team. My group leaves here champions. And I'll miss coaching them as a group desperately. As far as the game goes, their length bothered us. There's no question about that. They are an excellent defensive team, and we tried looking at it from a couple different angles. And then defensively, I thought we got off to a bad start on Thames. He got going early. We missed some switches. We did some things that were uncharacteristic for us. I would have loved to have trapped him. I didn't know who we'd run him down with, to be honest with you. That kid had a couple moves where, let's put it this way. We don't have anybody who can simulate it in practice. Open up to questions.
Okay, we'll start with questions for the student athletes. First question.
Jeff Kolpak with the Forum in Fargo. Taylor, their defense, and what Saul said, what was it like from your chair?
I mean, they're a good defensive team, but I don't know. To be honest, that wasn't overwhelming. For me personally, I felt like I missed a bunch of shots that I normally knock down, and that was kind of the same story for me personally. On Thursday, so that's disappointing for me, just being on this stage and not being able to perform like I know I'm capable of. For us seniors, it's time to go to the real world now, so it's not how you want to go out, I guess.
Kevin Schneff in the Forum in Fargo. For Taylor and Marshall, I know it's probably not easy to talk about now, but give us a sense of the memories you'll take away from this experience in Spokane and your career at NDSU.
I think the biggest memory, I think this is probably the weirdest team in the entire nation. Pretty messed up guys, but it's I wouldn't have it any other way. I think that's what makes us good, and so just playing with this same group that we played with this year all year, it's going to be something I'll never forget.
Taylor?
Yeah, I'm just thankful for the opportunity. We made history for our school. We've never done this before. That's something I'll always, I'll always remember that. I had a part in that. It's hard to talk about, I guess, right now.
Good. Thanks, Taylor.
Colton Poole, the NDSU Spectrum. Corey, what can you take away from these group of seniors, and what have you learned from them?
Everything. Everything I do up to now, everything I'll ever do. Because of these two next to me, because of the seniors. I mean, my first real practice, or working out over the summer, I had to guard this guy right here next to me. You know how tough that was? I had to chase Mike around off screens. I had to learn how to work with Marshall. I never really had a big man to play off of. Guys like Trey showed me how to finish. Everything I do from here on out, I've been doing just because of the seniors.
Okay, next question.
Corey, what was it like chasing Thames around out there?
Just chasing another basketball player out there, you know. I let him into a couple shots that were way too easy that I shouldn't, double down on that. I did in the post. But you know, it's a standard that I can look forward to now. It's something I know that there's something out there that I need to work on. You know, I can improve on my defense a lot more. I knew I already could have, but I have a lot more to push for now.
Marshall, were you getting in position like you thought you might or wanted to? Or were they pushing you out a little farther? How were they playing you?
They're being pretty physical down there. They got some guys with some length, but I guess there's a few times they'd push me out a little ways, but it seemed like for most of our guys we were getting some looks on the block, especially in the second half.
I guess for Taylor, you made your first shot and then you missed a whole bunch. You guys shoot such a high percentage. How hard is that? How frustrating does it become as a team? Does it just sort of compound on itself and you start missing easy ones too?
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating. Like I said, especially this being our last game. I wasn't really satisfied with how I played on Thursday either. It's you don't want to go out like this. I don't know, 2 for 14 in my last college game. I mean, I don't know. There are shots I'm extremely comfortable taking, and I normally hit at a high percentage. So, I don't know what to say. I couldn't. I don't know. I just didn't play well this weekend.
Any more questions? Okay, we'll excuse the student athletes and get to Coach Phillips. Okay, we'll have our first question for Coach Phillips.
Dennis Dodd, CBSSports.com. Saul, you touched on it. He's their biggest in the majority of their offensive option. What was the plan going in that you couldn't simulate?
Well, and that's a great question, and it probably looked like there wasn't one. We wanted to press up with our bigs as much as we could, string them along, and really have Corey chasing them out. But Corey went wrong side on a couple screens early, and I'm telling you, Corey is a lockdown defender. For those that cover us, it would look a little different to you if – I honestly don't know with our personnel, unless I would have switched and gone small and taken Marshall out of the game, maybe. You could trap a little bit, but how are you going to do that to Marshall Bjorklund, a kid that how are you going to score without him in there? It just would have changed the game too much. So you say, all right, we'll settle in, we'll get stops. And in all fairness, at least 4 of them were just blown communications by us. That kid, I really don't take that the wrong way. The kid was awesome. In fact, we're a good defensive team. That kid did it to our best defensive player, and he did it to an entire team that was looking at him. We really, really, really helped off. I mean, our help side was great, but it's one thing to double in the post. It's another thing. It's hard to double a guy with ball in hand so well. Like I said, with the personnel we had, we went to do that. That's a losing proposition. We're just going to foul him. He's going to go to the line. It's going to be even easier. You're just digging in, trying to get stops. But my assistant brought it up to me, and it's my call. So if I screwed that up, I screwed it up. I probably did. Let's put it this way. He was accountable for half your points. So would I do something different? Yeah, because this one didn't work. It's.
Next question.
Saul, did you see anything in Taylor's play where his shots were just going against a bigger team than he's used to? Or
Yeah, I saw. How do you simulate that if you're us? I mean, have Fred Newell tape 8-foot 2x4s to his arms? I mean, they're long. I mean, you saw it. He went up for shots that he normally, and he had to lean just a little bit more, a little bit. You know what? He'll learn to play against length like that because he's going to get a chance to. But it's really, really hard when you get a chance only so often to do it. They did an unbelievable job on him. And I know he's disappointed himself. He's got nothing to be ashamed of. That kid, we're not even close to this point. He's one of the best players in school history, and one of the best players in mid-major college basketball. He's not the first person to struggle to score against San Diego State.
Saul, what memories will you take from not only this season but this week?
Only the greatest professional week of my life. Got to watch a group of guys that deserved it and wanted it so bad, and made it a priority in their life, and did everything I asked them to do. This season, wow. Let's just say this, it's why I do what I do. And I'm losing 6 guys out that door. Charles Barkley can make fun of me now, it's fine. Hey, I love these guys. Absolutely love them. Love them. I hope that comes close to answering. Next question.
Josh Swanson, Bison Illustrated. Coach, with the big weekend that you guys had, we've seen other mid-majors like a Gonzaga or a Creighton back in the day win a game in the tournament and then build a top 25 program. With what you've done this weekend in the new arena, is that something that is in the near future for Bison basketball?
I expect great things out of this program in the future. It's hard to think about the future at this exact moment. I expect great things out of this program. We're gonna build. We're gonna get better. We're gonna have better facilities. We're gonna work harder. I'm not Taylor. I won't guarantee we'll be back here, but I think if we do what we did with this group, we've got a pretty good template to give it an effort.
Any more questions? Okay, Coach Phillips, thanks.
Thanks, everyone.